Summary Overview, Chapter 18, Merits of Spontaneous Joy in the Dharma, Section 1, Paragraphs 1 to 15. Bodhisattva Maitreya asks the Buddha about the amount of benefits received by people who respond with spontaneous joy upon hearing the Lotus Sutra. Shakyamuni Buddha replies that people who respond with joy upon hearing the Lotus Sutra will be able to spread the joy of the Dharma to their family members and friends, who in turn will be able to spread the Dharma further to others. To describe the blessings of the 50th person who heard the Dharma, Shakyamuni Buddha compares the blessings received by a generous benefactor who gave immeasurable playthings to living beings in the 6 realms of existence to the blessings of the 50th person who heard the Dharma and responded with spontaneous joy. The blessings of the latter far exceed the former. People who encourage others to listen to the teachings of the Lotus Sutra will receive tremendous benefits. They will be reborn in the realm of heaven or human, as well as receive an abundance of wealth and wonderful physical features. Key messages. Joy is one of the key factors in ensuring successful propagation of the Dharma. Joy has the power to cause a ripple wave that spreads from one person to the next. Hence, happiness plays an important role in the successful propagation of the Dharma. At that time, Bodhisattva Mahasattva Maitreya asked the Buddha, O Bhagavath, if there are virtuous men and women who respond with spontaneous joy upon hearing the Lotus Sutra, how many blessings will they receive? Having asked the question, he continued to speak in stanza. After the parinirvana of the Bhagavath, if there are people who hear the Lotus Sutra and respond with spontaneous joy, how many blessings will they receive? The Buddha replied to Bodhisattva Mahasattva Maitreya, O Ajita, after the parinirvana of the Buddha, if there are monks and nuns, lay male disciples, and lay female disciples, as well as other wise people, be they old or young, who respond with spontaneous joy upon hearing the Lotus Sutra, they will be able to spread the joy of the Dharma to their parents, relatives, good friends, and acquaintances according to their levels of understanding after they have left the assembly to other places such as monasteries, secluded places, cities, streets, hamlets, or villages. Those who hear the Dharma from them will, in turn, respond with spontaneous joy, and they will continue to share the teachings with others. In the same way, the rest of the others who hear the teachings will also, in turn, respond with spontaneous joy and share with yet many others until the 50th person. O Ajita, I am now going to describe to you the merits of the 50th virtuous men and women who respond with spontaneous joy. Listen carefully. For instance, in the 400 trillion of asamkhya worlds, there are living beings in the 6 realms of existence who are born in 4 ways, from an egg, a womb, from moisture, or by metamorphosis, and regardless of whether they have form or are formless, are conscious or unconscious, or are neither conscious nor unconscious, those without legs, those with 2 legs, 4 legs, or many legs. Imagine that among these living beings, there is one person who seeks to provide blessings by doling out an array of playthings according to their various possible desires. He dispenses to each individual a whole jambudvipa of gold, silver, lapis lazuli, seashells, agates, corals, ambers, and other exquisitely rare gems, not to mention elephants, horses, carriages, palaces, and towers made of 7 treasures. Having given these gifts for a full 80 years, this great benefactor reflects thus, I have already bestowed a variety of playthings to all these living beings according to their desires. But they are old and worn out, over 80 years of age, with salt and pepper hair, and wrinkled faces, and their days are numbered. Now, I shall lead them to the Buddha Dharma. As soon as he gathers all living beings together, he proclaims the Dharma to them by showing and teaching so as to enrich them and fill them with joy. At that instant, all of them achieve the way of stream winner, once returner, non-returner, or arhat who has eliminated his imperfections, mastered profound meditation, and achieved the freedom that is endowed with 8 emancipations. What do you think of the merits obtained by this great benefactor? Isn't it a plenty? Maitreya replied to the Buddha, O Bhagavath, yes, the merits by this man are enormous and immeasurably boundless. Even if this great benefactor has only given all those playthings to living beings, his merits are still infinite. How much more so when he has led them in attaining the fruit of arhatship. The Buddha said to Maitreya, I will now explain using a comparison. Despite his bestowal of all these playthings to all living beings in the 6 realms in the 400 trillions of asamkhya worlds and his leadership to guide them in attaining the fruit of arhatship, the benefits he gains could not match the benefits of the 50th person who hears just one stanza of the Lotus Sutra and responds with spontaneous joy. The benefits are not equal to 100th, 1000th, 1 part in 100, 1,000, million, or billion. This is beyond the expression of mathematical calculations, parables, metaphors, or similes. O Ajita! The blessings received by even the 50th person who, in turn, hears the Lotus Sutra and accepts with spontaneous joy are indeed immeasurably boundless asamkhya. How much more so of someone who is the first in the assembly to hear and respond with joy. The good fortune of that person is peerless and unrivaled, beyond the number of immeasurably boundless asamkhya. O Ajita! For the sake of the Lotus Sutra, suppose that someone visits the monastery to hear the teachings even for a moment, be it sitting or standing. As a result of the merits of responding with joy upon hearing the Dharma, he will be reborn in a favorable environment in the future, a place where he will receive superior elephant-drawn or horse-drawn carriages and rare jewel-bedecked palanquins that are capable of riding up to the palaces in the heavens. Again, in the place where the Dharma is expounded, suppose there is someone who urges another person to listen by offering his seat or persuading him to have a seat. The merits received by this person will be as such, he will be reborn at the place of Lord Chakra, King Brahma, or the Holy King of Wheel-Turning. O Ajita! If there is a person who encourages another person as such, there is a sutra called the Lotus Sutra. Shall we go and listen together? And suppose, having been persuaded, the other person goes and listens to the sutra even for a moment, the merits of the first person will be as such, he will be reborn at the same place as Bodhisattva and he will be endowed with sharp faculties and keen wisdom. For hundreds of thousands of millions of ages, he will never be born dumb, nor will he have any unpleasant breath. He will not be afflicted with diseases of the tongue or mouth, his teeth will not be stained or black in color, nor will they become yellow or widely spaced, fall out, or be crooked. His lips will not droop down, curl back, or be coarse, afflicted with sores, broken, or misshapen, neither will they be thick or big, nor sallow, black, or unsightly. His nose will not be too broad or flat, nor crooked or too highly arched. His face will not be swarthy, nor will it be long and narrow, sunken, or distorted. There will not be any single unsightly feature. His lips, tongue, and teeth will be wonderfully proportioned. His nose will be long and high, his face round and full, his eyebrows long and arched, his forehead broad, smooth, and nicely shaped, and he will be endowed with all features befitting a human being. In each lifetime in which he is reborn, he will see the Buddha, hear his Dharma, and have faith in his teachings. O Ajita! Observe this. The merits received merely by encouraging one person to go and listen to the Dharma are as such. How much more so if one wholeheartedly hears, teaches, reads, and recites the Lotus Sutra, explains it in a variety of ways before the great assembly, and practices as the sutra teaches. Thereupon, the Bhagavat, wishing to reiterate his meaning, proclaimed in stanzas. Summary Overview, Chapter 18, Merits of Spontaneous Joy in the Dharma, Section 2, Paragraphs 1 to 17. Shakyamuni Buddha speaks in poetic stanzas to summarize the blessings and good fortune of people who respond with spontaneous joy upon hearing the teachings of the Lotus Sutra. If there are people who hear the Lotus Sutra in the assembly of the Dharma, even if it is just one stanza, they will be able to share the joy of the Dharma. They will transmit the teaching in the same way. Until the 50th person. I will now explain to you in detail the blessings of the last person who hears the Dharma. Suppose there is a great benefactor who bestows gifts to immeasurable multitudes, according to their desires, for a full 80 years. Then as he observes them in the process of aging, silvery hair and wrinkled faces, missing teeth and withered bodies. He reflects, death is imminent. Now I must teach the Dharma, for them to receive the fruit of enlightenment. Immediately, he uses the expedient methods to expound the true Dharma of nirvana. Nothing in this world is permanent or constant. Everything is as ephemeral as the bubbles. Hence, all of you must quickly grow weary and let it go. When the people hear the Dharma, all of them will attain the stage of arhats, who are endowed with 6 divine powers, 3 understandings and 8 emancipations. But the 50th person, who hears even one stanza and responds with joy, will receive far greater blessings, beyond the expressions of similes or parables. Similarly, people who transmit the Dharma upon hearing it will receive immeasurable blessings. How much more so for one who hears for the first time in the assembly of the Dharma and responds with joy. Suppose there is a person who encourages his friend to listen to the teaching of the Lotus Sutra, saying, "This Lotus Sutra is so profoundly awesome. It is difficult to encounter one in thousands of millions of kalpas." If his friend, having been persuaded, attends the assembly to listen for just a moment, I will now describe to you in detail the blessings of this person who invites his friend. Lifetime after lifetime, he will have no affliction of the mouth, no missing, yellow, or blackened teeth, no lips that are thick, curled, or cracked, no loathsome features. He will have no dry, black, or short tongue. His nose will be high, long, and straight, with broad and smooth forehead that is handsomely shaped. His face and eyes will be dignified and proportionate, a delightful sight for people to behold. He will have no bad breath. The fragrance of utpal flowers will always be present in his mouth. Suppose there is someone who visits a monastery with an eager desire to listen to the Lotus Sutra. I will now describe his blessings for listening with joy even for a moment. In future lifetimes, he will be born in the realm of heaven or human, and will receive wonderful carriages, drawn by elephants or horses, and rare jewel-bedecked palanquins, that are capable of reaching the celestial palaces. If he is able to encourage one person to sit and listen to the Lotus Sutra at the assembly in which the Dharma is preached, the blessings he receives will be as such. He will be reborn in the place of Lord Chakra, King Brahma, or Holy King of Wheel-turning. How much more so if someone listens to the Lotus Sutra wholeheartedly, understands and explains its meaning, and practices as the sutra teaches. The blessings of this person will be immeasurable.